Welcome to the Rains Report. Thanks for watching. I'm Pokemaster.
And I'm Blaine. It's Thursday, February 2nd, Groundhog Day, where a rodent's ability to block or not block sunlight determines if winter will continue.
Question, rhetorical. Do you like food? Obviously. Here's something great. Next week, every day, all staff and students can get free breakfast, starting at 6:30 in the Commons. You can get a free meal every morning next week. Come enjoy and eat together.
If you haven't heard, Ridgeview has an art club. If you're an artist or support artists, Art Club meets Wednesdays at lunch in room A222. It is an opportunity for all artists to be creative and learn about scholarship and contest opportunities. Come be creative.
Conferences continue tonight, starting at 4 and running until 7:30.
Tennis players, boys and girls, there's a mandatory tennis meeting in the Skybox this Friday, February 3rd, during lunch.
Ravens Cafe is cooking up some great lunches. Tomorrow, they have breakfast burritos, orange juice slush, and tropical punch slush.
And now, Ben and Jared wanted to ask teachers about their first jobs.
Here at Ridgeview, many students are working their first job. We asked some teachers to find out what their first job was. What was your first job?
Folding coveralls at a nuclear power plant.
I was a wildland firefighter.
I would work weekends at my friend's. His dad owned a trucking company, so we'd go clean the warehouse. At a pawn shop at a place called Ace Buyers in Eugene.
My first job was working at Subway.
How much money did you make?
$8 an hour.
I think it was around $11.
Made about $10 an hour. $9.50 an hour.
At $7 an hour, and I got all the way up to $7.50.
Any sketchy stories?
Yes. More than I could probably talk about. So people will come in to sell guns, and the first thing you have to do when you work with a gun is you check to make sure it's not loaded, and you just do it. Often you should drop the clip to make sure, but whatever, most of the time we just check. And so people will come in and be like, hey, I'd like to sell my gun, and you would go to check it, and as doing so, you'd chamber around, and then all of a sudden it's a loaded gun, and you're like, whoops, and they're like, well, you gotta drop the clip first. Like, why'd you bring it in with a full mag? And then they're like, just let me see it all. And then you're like, no, like I'm not gonna give it back to you, sir. So then you have to, so yeah, that kind of stuff happened.
Probably the scariest thing that ever happened to me. And there were about 3 of us, a tree right behind us, opposite direction that we were standing. And so had it just blown the other way, we would have been in grave danger.
I know one time I was cleaning one of the bays and a truck was backing in and I didn't see it. I had my headphones in, my awesome Walkman on my hip, and almost got hit by a trailer backing in, parking, so that was a little sketchy.
The whole thing was sketchy. It was interesting. The people that actually folded the radioactive coveralls got a bonus pay for being exposed to that stuff. Had to be tested with a Geiger counter every day going in and out. It's kind of weird.
And then I had this one family once, and I had to prep between 2 rushes, and I was the only person there, and they came in. They're like, what do you want? I don't know. Let's ask our daughter. What does she want? I want a cookie. I'm like, you can't get a cookie. She's like, I want a cookie. And this went on for about 10 minutes before I finally just walked away. I just walked out, and I went to the back, and I just ignored them. And I probably should have been fired, but I was the only person that basically worked there, so.
How do you feel about students working in high school?
I think it's definitely good to start working early as long as it doesn't affect your schoolwork and affect your personal life, because I think kids need to be kids and play sports and be in the band and do a lot of fun stuff, because you have your whole life to work. This is the only time you get to be a high school kid, so if it's being involved in athletics or extracurricular activities or that kind of thing, then you should do it. But if you need to make money, you should make money. But I think you learn valuable skills, customer service, that kind of stuff, responsibility, kind of.
I do think that high schoolers should work because, one, it helps you kind of balance your time. You get money to go to college or for other things you want, and yeah, you should learn the skills that you need and learn how to be a responsible adult.
So don't be afraid, take the leap, and put yourself out there.
Singing along to disco music while folding coveralls.
That's it for today. As always, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/Ridgeview Ravens. I'm Blaine.
And I'm Pokemaster. Have an epic day. If you wake up at a different time in a different place, could you wake up as a different person?